Chapter 59. To JieDan in one sect. The gang was so numerous that they naturally couldn't hide it from the crowd watching the battle from afar. But the crowd didn't care about them acting like this, because they felt that the aftermath of Kangchon and Lin Beishan's battle wasn't something that Lin Wei and the others could fight against at all. Wait, let's perform a long-range attack. We don't want to injure the enemy, as long as we cause trouble for that brat, Lin Wei said to the Lin clan experts beside him. He wasn't an idiot, and knew that the aftermath of Kangchon and Lin Beishan's battle was very strong. It wasn't something they could fight against. They had agreed long ago to only threaten Kangchon with long-range attacks from the periphery. This was undoubtedly a good ploy. The group of Lin family experts nodded in agreement and began to gather their true chi, while slowly moving closer towards the battlefield. Rumble. Right at this moment, an unrivaled pressure swept across the area. A few Lin family experts with poor strength spat out blood on the spot, while everyone else stifled a grunt and paled. Not far away, Wang Tixiong came with great strides, and above his head was the tumbling and rushing robbery's clouds. Lin Wei's face turned white at the sight, and he almost fainted with anger. Wang Tixiong had sensed their motives one step ahead, and came with the calamity cloud in a voluminous manner, the terrifying energy sweeping through the heavens and the earth. How could it be that these Foundation Establishment stage Lin clan experts were able to withstand it? As long as one was within 100 meters of Wang Tixiong's circumference, they were all within the range of the heavenly calamity's attack, and no one could escape. What's more, how could Lin Wei and the others be faster than Wang Tixiong? Old piker, you dare too. When Lin Beishan, who was fighting Kangchon in the distance, saw this scene, he was instantly anxious, and with a palm, he shocked Kangchon back and sprinted towards Wang Tixiong's direction. Overlord chop. An icy cold chorus sounded. Where would Kangchon let Lin Beishan leave? He raised his long black blade, fusing the invincible conviction of the hegemony fist into it, and slashed out an incomparably radiant slash. The terrifying blade seemed to tear through the long sky, sharp and cold, causing the cold hairs on Lin Beishan's back to stand up. He could only stop to receive the move, or else this slash would definitely cause him to be seriously injured. Fighting to such a long time, Lin Beishan knew Kangchon's power very well. The other party's strength was already no less than his. Boom! The terrifying energies of both sides collided once again, erupting in a blazing light. And at this moment, above Wang Tixiong's head, a matchless thunderbolt descended, carrying a majestic energy fluctuation. The corner of Wang Tixiong's mouth pulled up a cold smile, no longer paying attention to Li Wei and the others, concentrating on dealing with the upcoming third heavenly thunder. Lin Wei and the others, who were not far from him, also naturally saw this descending heavenly thunder. Their gazes immediately revealed deep despair. This heavenly thunder came too fast. It was already too late for them to escape at this moment. Wire. Lin Beishan, who had clashed with Kangchon in a single strike, flew up with his sword, his face full of anxiety as he flew this way. But right at this moment, a huge palm the size of a small mountain suddenly appeared in the sky, rising from Lin Beishan's back before violently slapping down towards him. Heaven escaping hand. Kangchon finally executed his strongest technique. A cold smile appeared in his eyes. Lin Beishan, you also have today. I will let you watch your loved ones die with your own eyes. As his words fell, a huge palm rose up across the sky, covering the sky and the sun. Looking at the huge palm the size of a small mountain, a look of panic appeared in Lin Beishan's eyes as a morose chill rose from his heart. In the distance, countless cultivators from Heavy Iron City were also dumbstruck as they watched the amazing scene. The entire sky was darkened under the cover of this gigantic palm. The moment the heaven escaping hand came out, the wind and clouds changed, and the sky and earth lost their colors. Now, as the true chi in Kangchon's body had been transformed into true essence, the heaven escaping hand he struck out was also condensed from true essence. and the majestic energy was as if it had materialized, filling it with unparalleled power. When the crowd from afar saw this huge palm the size of a small mountain, they all had a feeling of suffocation. It was just terrifying. As for Lin Beishan, who was under the huge palm, he was so shocked that his eyelids were jumping straight up. Where was he to worry about Lin Wei and the others? He hurriedly summoned up his true essence and resisted the pressure of the heaven escaping hand, while escaping from the area covered by the heaven escaping hand at breakneck speeds. His complexion was very panicked. Kang Chon laughed coldly when he saw this. If the heaven escaping hand was something that could be dodged so easily, then it wouldn't be considered an invincible divine ability. Sure enough, as Lin Beishan ran away, the huge palm that formed in the sky moved along with him, although it seemed to be very slow. But because the area was so large, it only moved a little bit to cover Lin Beishan. Lin Beishan immediately panicked. He was like the Monkey King in the palm of Buddha Rulai. Even if his skills were heavenly, it was still hard to escape the mountain of 5 fingers. With a rumbling sound, the huge palm slammed down in Lin Beishan's terrified gaze. At the moment of crisis, Lin Beishan almost spared all of his own true essence to construct a thick defense on his body surface. And as he hurriedly completed this, the huge palm came down with a roar, and the unparalleled force blasted him to the ground. Rumble. The terrifying energy surged and surged, like a flood with an extinct embankment, and like a shocking wave, rushing towards the surroundings. Within a radius of 100 meters, there was a mess, and the entire earth was depressed more than a zhong deep by this enormous force. At this time, the people watching the battle from afar looked over, and they were shocked to find that the place where the heaven escaping hand had fallen had a huge palm imprint that was several feet deep, and it looked shocking. And Lin Beishan, who was hit by the heaven escaping hand, was currently landing in one of the fingers in the palm print, and if one didn't look closely, it would be impossible to spot it. People sighed for a while. A generation of JieDan invincible powerhouses had ended up in such a state. Meanwhile, Kang Chon's rise had been unstoppable. It was imaginable that it wouldn't be long before he would be famous in Great Tang. Kang Chon glanced at Lin Beishan, who had passed out due to his severe and excessive injuries, and hurriedly sealed his inner Dan, then paid no more attention to it. In the distance, Wang Tixiong's lightning tribulation continued with exceptional ferocity, causing Kang Chon to worry. As the third heavenly thunderbolt descended and fell, Wang Tixiong transported his true essence to cover his entire body. He was immediately engulfed by the vastness of the thunderbolt, and after a burst of crackling and flickering electricity, only Wang Tixiong's proud figure was left in the same spot. As for Lin Wei and the others, who were not far away from Wang Tixiong, they were directly vaporized by the aftermath of the heavenly thunderbolt, and not even a single bone was left. This scene was so terrifying that it shook those watching from afar. Those Lin family members, on the other hand, were all pale. Lin Beishan had been defeated and captured. Lin Wei and a bunch of other elders had been damaged, and the entire Lin family now didn't even have a person in charge. They glanced at Wang Tixiong, who stood proudly under the heavenly calamity, and then glanced at the domineering pale sky, who stood holding a sword, and instantly felt that the end of the Lin family had come. As a matter of fact, not only them, those heavy iron city cultivators watching from afar also thought that the Lin family was completely finished this time, facing Kang Chon and Wang Tixiong, the two JieDan stage powerhouses. It was only a matter of time before the Lin family was exterminated. Rumble. A heavenly thunderbolt descended and struck Wang Tixiong's body, as if it had struck the hearts of a group of Lin family members, and a look of fear, worry, and despair rose in their hearts. Some of the subordinates, who did not have much loyalty to the Lin family, had already started to run away, wanting to take advantage of the chaotic crowd to escape. They believed that there were so many people in the Lin family. Kang Chon could not stop much even if he stopped them. He would always miss some. Kang Tian frowned when he saw this, but he immediately had an idea, only to see him shouting, "All the seniors in the Heavy Iron City, now that Lin Beishan has been defeated, whoever helps me to decapitate the Lin family's people, all the resources under the Lin family's name can be divided amongst you." The moment these words came out, there was a commotion in the crowd. Young warrior Kang Tian is being courteous. Lin Beishan has done so much evil that no one in Heavy Iron City knows about it. So today, we will rid the people of this evil. Right? Lin Beishan set fire to the mountains and countless residents died tragically. What's the point of keeping such an inhumane clan? However, in a moment, a figure sprang out from the crowd, striking towards the surrounding fleeing Lin family members. In this cruel cultivation world, there was no such thing as sending charcoal in the snow, but there were too many people who fell down the well. Now that Lin Beishan had been captured, Lin Wei and the rest of the crowd had died. The entire Lin family no longer had a strong person above the 7th level of foundation establishment, so it could be said that the tide had turned. Whether it was for the sake of the Lin family's property, for the sake of the grudge with the Lin family, or for the sake of making friends with Kang Tian, all of them without exception chose to fall down the well, which was the so-called wall falling down and people pushing. Kang Tian stood on the hillside, coldly watching this scene. At this moment, the ugliness of human nature in the cultivation world was completely displayed in front of him, making his heart grow cold. Before this, how majestic Lin Beishan was, and who in Heavy Iron City dared to stand up and speak. Now once Lin Beishan lost, these people appeared, when one had to despise. Kid, this is the cultivation world. What you see in front of you is just a small place in Heavy Iron City. When you step out of Heavy Iron City, you will know that the cultivation world is even more cruel than here. In order to survive in the cultivation world, you must not only become stronger, but also learn to use wisdom. Just like what you did just now, with just one sentence, you caused the remaining people of the Lin family to die a horrible death. Those people in order, since they struck out, they definitely wouldn't leave a single person behind, because they were also afraid of the Lin family's revenge in the future. Dan Huang's voice came from his mind. Kang Tian nodded. The blow of the 9 years of failure in foundation building, as well as this period of time being hunted down by the Lin family. These things had already made his heart grow up completely. He was no longer that clueless teenager. Between thoughts, a killing spree appeared in the bare back of the mountain, as the Lin family crowd was surrounded by some experts. These people who dared to make a move were all strong people at the 7th level of foundation, establishment or above, and none of the Lin family members present could resist, and they barely managed to resist a few moves before they died tragically. This was simply a one-sided slaughter, and in the middle of this bareback mountain, there was nothing to cover them up. So naturally, the people of the Lin family couldn't escape either, and one by one, they were decapitated. This had to be said to be a great irony. Lin Beishan set fire to the mountain and burned all the trees. Otherwise, if there were trees to cover up, the Lin family would still be able to escape a few people, and there might even be a chance to take revenge in the future. But this chance had already been burned away completely with Lin Beishan's fire. Some people in the distance who didn't make a move couldn't help but feel a great deal of emotion. Is this retribution? Above the bare back of the mountain of the royal residence, a siege to kill the remnants of the Lin family's killing roar. At this time, the Lin family has no more than the 7th level of foundation establishment strong. In the siege of many experts, but supported half a day's time, will be killed cleanly. At this point, the domination of the Heavy Iron City for 100 years of the Lin family so perished. Let a person have to sigh the impermanence of the world. Want to think of the beginning of the Lin families. How beautiful. Did not think that the last or fall to such an end. However, the cultivation world is such a weak and strong. The successful is the king and the defeated is the enemy. Now that the Lin family has been exterminated, the entire Heavy Iron City is naturally dominated by the Wang family. Although the Wang family only had Wang Tixiong and Kang Chon left, none of the people present dared to underestimate them. Because both Kang Chon and Wang Tixiong were enough to sweep through Heavy Iron City, I'm afraid that in the future, even the City Lord would have to be wary of them. Rumble.